Hello. Listen, welcome to yet another one of our weekly trainings. If you all did not know, we do these Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Lachelle Barnett. I am a launch strategist. Sometimes people call me a brand strategist, but we help coaches who are in the startup phase specifically get off the ground and get to consistent revenue without hustle and grind. Okay. So today I'm talking about something that is near and dear to my heart because it is one of the most mistakes, is probably what I'm going to call it, that I see my startup people making. Okay. And so it's really around, what do I do first and when and how? And right, not doing things in order is going to cost you. Okay. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you energy. But one of the things that I did not include in here, it's going to cost you your peace, right? Like when we do things out of order and we end up wasting time, it frustrates us, or we end up wasting money and then we get disappointed, right? So what you're really doing, and I'm gonna just put that right here, what it's really costing you, okay, is your peace. And guess what? It doesn't have to be that way. Okay, so I want to talk about try to help you understand why this matters so much, because I see a lot of people who are just jumping to start a coaching business, but they don't know anything about marketing, or they don't know anything about sales. They don't know anything about branding. They don't, it's just like, well, I'm just going to start posting on social. Baby girl, that's not how we do this. Like, we need to be strategic if we want profit or revenue to be on the other side. So, um, if you are someone who is feeling frustrated, or if you're feeling fear, or if you're feeling not confident, or just procrastinating, or better yet, inconsistent, what I want you to understand is that at least 50%, right? If we're talking about fear, we're talking about being inconsistent. Lord Jesus, it's a long word, okay? If we're talking about confidence, I know I said other stuff, but I'm gonna just leave it at this. If we're talking about any of these, 50% of this problem is simply just not knowing the how. Okay. I'm gonna erase this because I want to move it and put it somewhere else. But I promise you, part of the reason why you have all of these things, and I'm gonna put it in a different color, is because you don't know the how. When you know the how, it clears up some of this. Now, it doesn't clear it all up, but at least 50%. Now, some of that is mindset stuff that we got to work through. And I feel like that's not clear. So I'm going to change this a little bit. But I want you to understand that part of your inconsistency, part of the fear that you see, right, is coming from this 3-letter word, how. The fact that you don't know how to do specific things in your business is what causes some of this. So one of the things that I hear about the most is around websites, right? When I say, well, hey, tell me some of the things that you're working on over the next couple of months, what are some of the goals? And always one of the things that I hear many times is, I want to get my website. So this is a good example of why doing things in the wrong order will cost you time, energy, and money. Okay. So I start talking to people and they're trying to get their website up and running. And then I start asking them questions. Well, what's going to go on your website? Well, I'm just going to talk about who I am. And actually, I'm not sure. Right. Okay. Problem number one. Are you doing your website, or are you hiring someone? Sometimes people are hiring people to help them, and other times they're doing it themselves. So if you're doing it yourself, you didn't just spend the last 2-3 weeks trying to figure out all the things, right? Or you didn't hire somebody. And the truth is, we're not ready for the website yet, right? And the truth is, you don't even need a regular website. You need a funnel, which is a whole different type of website. It is a landing page, but you do not need a typical WordPress site when you are just getting started, right? I don't have time to go into all of that, but what I want you to be able to understand is doing things out of order is costing you. Part of the reason why you are not moving as fast as you would like is because you simply don't know the steps, okay? So if you don't know the steps, Pay very close attention to this, okay? Because I want to give you a good example. And depending on the time that you're catching this training, join us, right? We're doing a new training. We have not taught this material before. We're doing it different it's the 90-day game plan or the 90-day blueprint for those of you who are in the startup phase, aspiring, new, all of it, okay? So there should be a link at the top of the video that you're welcome to join us, okay? All right, so here's what I want you to think through when you start saying, I'm going to get my website up, okay? Well, who is the person that you're going to serve specifically, right? Not female entrepreneurs, not single moms. Like, that's not an ideal client. That is a target market, right? So we need a specific person. Who are you wanting to work with? Because they need to be going on the website, right? If I'm going to be working with aspiring coaches, then I need to know exactly the problems that aspiring coaches have, right? I need to know the messaging, right? So before I can put messaging that will convert, I need to know the who, and I need to know it specifically, okay? So if you're still trying to figure out your niche, then you don't need a website yet, okay? The other thing that we're trying to figure out, do you know the what? Well, what are you offering? Meaning, are you offering one-on-one coaching, group coaching? What's included in the package? What are the outcomes? What's the price point? Like, a lot of times people are still trying to figure that out, but they're doing their website. Well, how are you gonna put the what on the website if you don't know what the what is? And we just gonna include price. So we're essentially talking about prices and products. If you don't know that, what is going on the website is the question, okay? The other thing is the why. Why should people choose you? What makes you different, right? If you don't know that, what are you putting on the website? Because part of what you put on your website is positions yourself as the expert. Here's why you should be choosing me, okay? But if you're not sure about what those things are, or if you don't know how to effectively communicate, what is going on the website, okay? Also, before we start talking about a website, guess what we need that's more important? Traffic. So now you done spent 2-3 weeks creating this website and nobody's going to it because you didn't have a plan for traffic, AKA a marketing strategy, right? This comes before the website, right? Here's the other thing. I'll just give you one more. The question is, what happens next? So you created this website and people land on it sporadically, and then what? Like, the goal of a website is to help you monetize. Like, we're not just building websites for awareness. That's dead. Those days is over with. Okay. So the question is, what happens next? Do you have a strategy for what happens next? When somebody lands on my website, then they do this, then they do this and do this. Okay, well, sometimes people do have a next. It's like, oh, well, they can download my ebook or they can do whatever that is. Many times we don't even have that. But let's just say you did have a next step. How are you going to monetize? Right? The website is supposed to be a part of the plan to make you money, not just around brand awareness. So I hope I made this very clear that you should be doing things in order and not like, if you've never run an online business, then you ought to be talking to somebody. Well, what do I do first? What do I do second? What do I do third? Right? So jump on our training that we're having, I believe next week, depending on the time that you're watching this training. And we would love to support you, giving you a step-by-step. It would take us too long to give you the step-by-step here. These are designed to be quick, easy, help course correct, and get you moving in the right path. All right, y'all drop questions if y'all have them. Y'all have a great day. Peace.